Greetings, legends, and welcome to a quick pickup / channel update. A quick pickup date. So I was at my local Target today trying not to spend $200 because it seems like every time you go to Target, somehow when you check out, you've spent $200. But I did come across a couple of Transformer 1 toys, and I thought I'd pick a few up just to check out and, you know, use it as an excuse to do a little channel update. Now, first off, I do need to admit that I haven't actually seen the movie yet, but, I mean, that's okay because I think it just came out. Okay, it's been a little while, but it looks like it's done pretty well at the box office, so that's good, and I do plan to see it as soon as possible. So anyway, first I just wanted to say thank you to any and everyone who viewed my last video. It's a big deal for a new channel like mine to have a video hit like that one did. I know I'm lucky. I know I may never have a video get that many views again, and that's okay, but it's been a blast talking to people in the comments and responding to every single comment. At least I've tried to respond to every single comment and just talk about Transformers. And if I can maintain any sort of community like that with my channel, that we can talk about the stuff that we loved as kids, Transformers, other 80s toys, He-Man, G.I. Joe, you know, all that stuff that we grew up with, that I'll be happy. And if I'm talking to 1,000 people or 5, that's going to make me happy. So I just really appreciate the folks that did take the time to view even part of that video, and I just think that's awesome. So as you can see, we opened up Bumblebee first, B127. He's a one-step changer, and he looks pretty cool, I suppose. I mean, the world needed another Bumblebee, like a hole in the head, right? And apparently, by the way, I thought one-step change meant I could just slam it on the ground and it would change, but that's not in fact the case. As I was saying, though, between myself and my sons, I think we probably have 35 to 40 different Bumblebees from throughout the ages. And a lot of them are remarkably similar, but you know what? Bumblebee is a beloved character, and if you're going to have a Transformers movie, you're going to have Bumblebee, and if you don't have a toy, people are going to riot. So we got ourselves a Bumblebee, and this guy's pretty cool. He's a little chunky, but, you know, these one-step changers are not going to be perfect at, you know, being a robot or a car necessarily, but he looks pretty cool, and he's a lot of fun. And for a little one, I think they'd have a good time. Okay, now, as we take a look at this triple pack, I did want to get back to the channel for a minute. I began this channel as sort of a commercial compilation style channel. What I loved viewing on YouTube a lot of the time was 80s and 90s commercials, and I watched a lot of those compilations. And I also had dozens and dozens and dozens of VCR tapes lying around the house from my youth, from the late 80s, early 90s, when I recorded so much TV, so much MTV. And so I thought, well, I could probably add to that, you know, compendium, that online, I don't know, storage space of commercials. And so I started uploading commercial compilations myself. And a few still remain on the channel, but now that I've gotten more into it, I kind of want to focus more on creating my own content as opposed to, you know, that sort of thing. I posted a lot of clips that, again, I thought were important, whatever this topic was. If I found a cool clip from like an MTV news segment or something like that, and I couldn't find it otherwise on YouTube, I thought I would post it as, you know, just preserving this sort of history. And I think that's a valid thing to do, and I'm so happy people do that sort of thing. But I did decide finally that I want to shift focus to creating my own content, and so that's what I'm going to start doing more of, because I like creating this stuff, I like editing, I like talking about these nostalgic things, and I hopefully like having a little community of like-minded people, just people just like me who just want to talk about this stuff in the comments and sort of relive their past a little bit. So that's what I'm going to start doing with this channel, and anyone that comes along for the ride, I really appreciate it. And of course, here we have Orion packs, soon to be known as Optimus Prime. And probably second to Bumblebee, this would be the other figure that we just have way too many of in this house. Well, no, it's not way too many, right? Because you can never have enough Optimus Primes. In fact, I even owned the Roboson transforming Optimus Prime for a short amount of time and enjoyed that, and then realized that was way too much to spend on a self-changing robot. So I paid it forward and sold that. I didn't pay it forward. I sold it to someone else and got most of my money back. But anyway, it was pretty cool. So Optimus, he looks pretty cool. He kind of looks like what you expect. All of these are, you know, a little janky, but I think that's kind of built into the fact that they're one-step changers. Otherwise, he looks pretty cool. He's got his battle axe. The colors are vivid. The face is pretty cool. I mean, I thought I would be less interested in these and maybe not like them as much, but I kind of like his look. I don't know how movie accurate it is because, like I said, I have not actually seen the movie yet. But anyway, he does look pretty cool there. So that's Optimus. Next up, we have Autobot Mirage. Now, I would say the first positive about this Mirage is that he is not split in half. RIP to my Mirage. As you saw in the last video, he is in fact broken, but this guy is not. I scoot all of them. They scoot okay. They don't roll that far, but, you know, they'll move a little bit. Now, his supposed one-step transformation actually kind of confused me a bit, and I struggled a bit with it. But what I think is supposed to happen is it's actually more of a two-step. In fact, as you slide his legs apart, you kind of have to push his head up, and then it all kind of pops into place. But as you can see, it took me a few minutes to figure that out. So there you go, first try. And so as I fiddle around with it a little more, I did notice that you can actually slide his legs out too. So I would say this guy is technically a three-step changer. Although perhaps you could do it all in one motion. Anyway, as I continue to fiddle around with him a bit, you can see that he's actually probably maybe the best looking one. I think as the robot form, he looks pretty good as a robot. And once you do pop him into place, he also makes a pretty good car as well. And I have to say I like him quite a bit. And before we move on to the next robot, I did want to say also what I'm planning for the channel. I have a new GoBots/Cybots video that I'm going to start working on. In fact, I've been on eBay trying to find some fun lots, and I've won some auctions, and I've got some cool lots coming. And so in the next couple weeks or so, once I have those lots on hand, I'm going to do a sort of unboxing, opening of those lots from eBay, kind of going through those toys and delving a little deeper into the history of GoBots and Cybots, because we know so much about Transformers. We know a little bit, almost as much about GoBots, but even less about Cybots. So I want to look into those a little more. So be looking out for those videos, folks, if you've made it this long in this Transformers video, I assume you will find that interesting. So anyway, here we have Megatron D16, as he's called, which is Orion's buddy at the beginning of the film, and this is his alt form, and he looks pretty cool, and he snaps right into place. He transforms well, and I have to say he looks like Megatron. He looks pretty cool. He's got his big cannon on the back, and he snaps down well, so I do like that Megatron. So I have to say all four of these are actually pretty cool, and a little cooler than I thought they would be. If I had to rank them, I think I probably prefer Mirage the best, with Megatron a close second. And then Optimus still looks pretty cool, but I'm pretty biased about Optimus. And by the way, as you can see, I'm still struggling trying to transform this Mirage. I'm sure I'll eventually get better at it. And again, I think he's supposed to be one step, but he seems more like three. But maybe that's just because I'm an idiot. But regardless, he still looks cool, and probably the complexity is part of the reason that he actually looks pretty cool in both modes. It just takes a little more work to get him there. But yeah, Bumblebee is definitely probably my least favorite. But we have so many Bumblebees, that's okay. We'll stick him at the end of the long line of Bumblebees, and you know, I think he'll fit right in. He'll get along with the other guys. So anyway, I really want to thank you for watching, and if you made it this far, please put in the comments if you actually like the Transformers 1 toys that have been released, and if you have a favorite one. Most recently, I really loved the Siege line of Transformers, and I actually went a little overboard and bought way too many of those that ultimately ended up selling in one giant eBay lot. You'll find out that I do this sort of thing a lot. But anyway, the Siege line was really cool, so I haven't looked too deeply into the Transformers 1 line yet. I'm sure a lot of them are already out and have come and gone, and the good ones are probably hard to find now. But if you have a favorite, please let me know, because I'd like to know more about the Transformers 1 line. Again, I really want to thank you for watching, and I do promise there's going to be a lot more Transformers content down the line. These guys hold a special place in my heart from the 80s all the way up to the present day. I really enjoy these figures, and I will probably collect them as long as I can continue to buy useless stuff, and we'll look forward to, you know, what we see in the future. I think there's a lot of cool stuff they can still do with Transformers, and I'm kind of here for it. So if you liked this content, please like this video, please subscribe, and most importantly, please comment, because I try to reply to every single comment. I love talking about this stuff with like-minded folks, so please drop a reply below. There's going to be a lot more 80s and 90s toys content. There's going to be a lot of video game content, and maybe even, somewhere down the line, Transformers games. There are a lot of great Transformers games.
Until next time, legends.